there have been times I thought I was too busy to pray, or put it this way, too busy to set aside some decent time just to totally give to just me and God. We do the whole, well, I pray when I drive. Well, Lord, in Hot Springs, who doesn't, right? Well, I pray when, I'm getting ready in the shower. I kind of think about it. Or, a little bit when I lay my head on my pillow at night. I pray until I fall asleep. Hey, do those things. Don't stop. Do those. But how many of us get too busy to just say, God, we're going to tell the world they can take a time out, and I'm just going to be with you? Well, there have been times in my life I did that. And somebody, one of the people that I look up to in ministry, he straight out asked me, he said, so when's the last time you spent just a couple of hours just soaking in the presence of God and the Word and worship? And I said, oops, And he said, well, if Jesus did it, you might want to think about doing it as well. If that was something that Jesus thought, because when we think about being like Jesus, most of the time we think about, giving grace and mercy and serving and praying for people and those kind of things. But yet all of those kind of things are wonderful. But they're only wonderful inside the context of who Jesus was, in the context of the calling of the Father on his life, right? Inside of that relationship. Okay? I think that's sometimes what we miss. So I got really convicted because he looked at me and said, when you try to do ministry, and you try to live a life outside of that, what you're really telling God is that you got this, you can do it on your own. And I went, oops. And I got very convicted. So we try very hard to work at doing that, not legalistic, not in a legalistic manner or fashion, but just to say, you know what? If God is really, truly that important to me, maybe I ought to do that, act like it in every area of my life.